Embarrassment therapy, rejection therapy. Why and how'd you get the idea?
Of course, man. So I started my page. It was like uh, April 20th of this year, and I started off just by doing 30 days of rejection therapy, and I mimicked a guy on. It was this Chinese guy on YouTube. He did a TED talk with like a few million views. I think his name was like Ja. I think that was his name, and he did it. It went viral, and I saw what he did, and I was like, I'm about to do the same thing, and I was like, I should. I think this would be a great way for me to build confidence, make some good content, inspire people, have some fun with it. So that was rejection therapy. That's what kicked off my page, and then after that, I made some other videos, and then from rejection therapy, I kind of made up my own thing called embarrassment therapy. This was like in July. The first day, I literally just went to Walmart, did some funny thing there. The video blew up, so I was like, all right, I guess I got to continue the series. So it was yeah, it's mainly just one, good content, two, to inspire people, and three, just to like have fun and build my own confidence. So that's pretty much yeah.
Was there a reason that rejection therapy actually resonated with you the most?
As opposed to like what?
Other content. Like, why did it hit with you the most?
Um, I just feel like it'd be I just felt like it had a clear objective. You know what I'm saying? Like you go through this. This is the challenge, and I like challenges. So I was like, let's make it through a month, and let's see what we can do.
I mean, were you shy growing up? Is that why, like, you were like, I need to do this to get my confidence up and shit? Or,
No, I wasn't. I was like average, I'd say. I've never been like the life of the party type of guy, but I wasn't like I've always known how to like talk to people before. Like I've never been super shy, just like an average normal guy, I'd say.
yeah, I think one of the reasons I love your type of content is COVID especially screwed over our generation because we spent a year and a half in in our houses basically like isolated from conversing face to face, which is why maybe a lot of our skills are not as developed as other generations. And I think what you're doing is actually bringing that to light and telling people that they're they shouldn't be as fearful about approaching people in public. What was the was there a point on one of the days? I know you did like several days of the rejection therapy. Was there a single point on a day where you're like, all right, I'm feeling it now, like where things really started going?
Like I was feeling more confident.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, of course, bro. So one thing I'd like to say regarding the question is like it doesn't like you're always like when you're doing like public speaking and stuff for me, like I still get a little bit nervous when I film the videos. It's not like all of a sudden I'm just completely just good. Like I still get nervous sometimes when I'm speaking to like a crowd of like whatever, like at Times Square or something like that. I still get a little bit nervous, but it's definitely improved a lot. Compared to like the first video I did, I was asking a stranger for $100, and I was pretty nervous. Like I was in the park, just I sat there for like 20 minutes before I did anything. I was nervous for sure, and I'd say a changing point for me was I was in Pittsburgh. I was with my track team. We were in Pittsburgh, and I had to film 3 videos in one day. Usually, I just film every day. I filmed 3 videos all in one day because we had like a track meet the next 2 days, and they were hard videos. One of them was like asking an Uber driver to like go drive me across the country. One of them was asking a cop to get arrested, and those two weren't that bad. The third one was really hard to get into. Asking an entire restaurant to sing me happy birthday, that was pretty rough. So after I got through that, like I was just by myself in Pittsburgh, like this random part of Pittsburgh, just like damn, I really gotta do this. Just walking around, I went to this one restaurant. It was just all families, just like locals there. I was like, this it's such a tight area. Like I don't think I could do this. And then I went to this other restaurant like across the highway. Like that was rough for me. But as soon as I finished that, I was like, let's go. Like I felt really good, and that was really like, yeah, I could do this.
How was yeah? Explain to me that feeling after you did it. What was like the satisfaction from it?
I mean, bro, after every video, I always feel like satisfied. Like it feels good. Like yeah, I did that. Um, I guess now it's a little bit easier for me to do these things, and it's like the satisfaction is a little bit less because I'm just more used to it. But all of the videos, it's like afterwards, I'm done filming videos. Like let's go. Like if I'm with my boy filming, it's like yo, let's go get some food. Like whatever, let's get it.
I don't know about you, but were you ever scared of roller coasters at like an amusement park?
Roller coaster? A little bit. Not nothing like I've been on roller coasters, but
Dude, I don't know
some big ones
why.
definitely scare me for sure. Why?
Like when I think of what you just told me, I think of the classic amusement park experience when I was a kid. I'd be like, "Yo, like I really want to get on the roller coaster," but I'd like step on it and I like poop my pants, bro, right before I get on it, and I wouldn't go. And then like 2 hours after I leave the amusement park, I'd be like, "God damn, bro, I wish I did that shit." Like,
Wait,
I
wait.
think
You said you do go on it, and then you're
no,
like,
I
yeah.
don't. Like I
Oh, you
don't go
don't.
on
You
it, and I'm like, God damn, bro. Like 2 hours after I leave the amusement park, I feel like I wish I'd done that. You know, I feel like a lot of people in general have those moments when we want to go do something in public, especially, and then we leave it and we're like, God damn, bro, why don't we just do it? Like we pass by those moments so easily. Do you think there's an issue with men or people in general nowadays in terms of their confidence in public?
confidence in public nowadays. Cause it's like I don't really. You say nowadays, so it's like we're both like young, right? It's like I'm 20 years old. Like I don't know what it was back then, but I guess like in the 90s or whatever, I feel like men were definitely like a little bit more confident. I'd say, in public or whatever. And nowadays it's more like social media. Just stick to just online stuff. But I don't really know what the culture was back in the day, so I can't say anything has changed or gotten worse or gotten better in the modern day.
So, in terms of your goal to inspire people, what are you actually trying to empower them to do then?
Yeah, man. That's a big question. I like the question, like what I'm trying to do with my page as a whole. So, I definitely think a lot of people are just they just live in fear, whether it's like being able to like talk to someone in public, being able to ask a girl out, whether it's just being able to like be themselves at like a party or something. A lot of people live in fear in social situations, and a big reason I started my page is to just show them that like it's not that serious. People don't really think about you as much as you think they do, and also that life's short and you really got to live your life, whether it's social confidence or just taking risk in life. You really gotta go for it in life. So that's like the overarching
Yeah,
messaging.
how'd you learn that lesson?
Which one? Like that you gotta like go for things in life.
Yeah, that people don't often like care that much about your wrongdoings that you should actually just go for what you actually want.
Um, I'd say a part of it is just like this series, like rejection therapy. Like like when you just say something in public and you realize like no one's really caring, they're not gonna remember you. And in general, just like in life, I feel like let's just say like you I don't know, something happens to you or like you get like something crazy. Like what's something that like you would in your life that you would want to accomplish and like that's a big deal for you.
In general, like a goal of mine.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if I can get this podcast up live and going, like that's a big thing
Yeah,
to me.
no, that's fire, man. That's fire. And let's definitely I'm gonna try to find like a good clip from this podcast and I'll put it on my story and try to promote it
I
for sure.
appreciate that.
But let's just say you get this podcast going and it's like this kind of sidetracking, but like the point is like you would be like, oh, this is awesome, and a few people would be like, yo, like Rishi got a podcast. But in general, most people who like follow you on Instagram, they'd be
Mm,
like, all right, I'm gonna focus on my own life. Like he's doing his podcast. I don't care if he says some weird stuff on his podcast. He says some good stuff on his podcast. He's blown up. One thing I've realized is like no one really cares that much about you in general. And it's like it sounds harsh, but it's like um in general, like I feel like people like unless besides your close knit friends, it's like people don't really pay attention to what you do. They all have their own lives to worry about. So that was the point of what I was trying to say.
that's cold. That's cold.
Yeah.
Which one of the? I'm just asking out of interest. Which one of the days was the or the like events was the hardest to do?
For rejection or embarrassment therapy.
Give me one for both.
The hardest one for rejection therapy was definitely the restaurant in Pittsburgh. I was at this local restaurant, just Pittsburgh, just all adults. Like I was just sitting at the bar. The restaurant was pretty full, I guess. I don't know. It's a small restaurant with probably like 20 something people in there. And I was just sitting there eating my food, and I was like, just I sat there for like 40 minutes, and I was like, all right, let's just do this. And That one felt good. That was probably the hardest one. Um, or the proposing to the girl. Proposing at the mall was also. I was with my friends for that one, so that one wasn't as bad. But for embarrassment therapy, um, I'd honestly they were all like
Dude,
I'd
some
say
of them were tough. Like some
some
of
of
them
them were
seemed tough.
tough. They were all like I'd say like one of them I just like went to a mall and stood up and
Oh yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
what did I say? I was like I made like a terrible joke about like internet cookies and something and did like my stupid laugh and like
The
everyone was
chocolate
staring
chip
at me.
one.
Yeah, the chocolate. Yeah, and like the camera's focused this way, right? So you see like I don't know, 30 people in the frame, but the food court is packed. It's a big mall, Menlo Park Mall in New Jersey. If anyone knows, it's a big food court. There's probably like 300 people there. So that one was a little rough. And similar like a lot of them were pretty rough for the embarrassment ones. Yeah, but I feel like that's part of the reason why they went viral, because people were like, oh shoot, like that wasn't easy to do. Like good for him, I guess.
You think the hardest ones are like the most satisfying at the end of the day?
Of course, bro. I think that goes for what's the quote? Like nothing in life is worth, uh, nothing in life that's easy to get is worth having. Something like that.
Mm.
Someone once told me that. Yeah, for sure.
Why do you think that most people struggle with public speaking in general, or even actually, maybe we can talk about what you just said, which is people care so much about what other people think. They put so much weight on that. Why do you think that actually is?
Yeah, I don't even think it's a bad thing that we care so much what other people think in some ways, because it's like I think it stems down to that like humans are social creatures,
Mm.
and I think like we just naturally crave to be accepted by society because back then, let's just say like a few thousand years ago, if your village didn't accept you or like the group of people that were like like you were hunting with or whatever, migrating with didn't accept you, you were gone. Like they didn't give you food, they didn't like you were gone from the community. I think humans have a natural desire to fit in with the public, fit in with society, fit in with their group of people. I think that's just a natural urge. So I think that's why a lot of people fear public speaking. Like there's in one of my YouTube videos I talked about like how I think public speaking is feared like the number one fear. Like
Yeah,
people
more
rank
than
it
death, I think. Yeah.
above death. Yeah, so that's pretty crazy, man. Yeah, for
I
sure.
think, yeah, I do agree. There are pros and cons to caring about other people's opinions. I did this episode with Parma the Kodker, who's a big time YouTuber and a self image coach, and she basically said she hates the advice of be yourself because people should care about what other people think because
Mhm. Interesting.
then they can be the best versions of themselves. If other people, if they sort of put themselves above other people's opinions, they leave themselves no room for growth. But then there's this other aspect where if we care too much about what people think, then we limit ourselves for any growth because or not limit ourselves, but we don't actually go for our goals. What is the right balance then, in your opinion?
Yeah, I don't think like I think being yourself is good advice to an extent, but I don't think you should necessarily just try to be your natural self. I think you should try to develop into your best self. I think I guess that's what I would say. Um Instead of just being yourself, I would try to be yourself, but develop yourself into the best type of yourself that you could be. So
No,
that's
that's
that's what
exactly
I
what
do.
she said. That is exactly what she
Yeah.
said.
Okay, that's what she said. Okay,
And
interesting.
let me ask you, when you a lot of your rejection therapy and embarrassment therapy is also going up to a certain person, individual, one on one. What is over so many like days of doing it? What have you learned in terms of how to approach people and how to deal with certain situations?
Yeah, so pretty much like approaching girls, right?
Yeah,
For
we
like
can
the
talk about approaching
yeah,
girls.
pretty much yeah, like if I'm approaching someone one on one, it's usually a girl. Like I know back in the rejection therapy, like I think I approached a cop like asking to get handcuffed or whatever. But yeah, like I just approach girls because I know that's what people want to see for content, and guys are always thinking about like whether the world likes it or not. Guys are always thinking about getting girls. It just
Mm-hmm.
a biological urge. So you said, what have I learned about it?
What are the biggest lessons you've learned in terms of actually approaching girls? Because you've done it so many times now where whether you're nervous now still or not, I'm sure your nervousness has decreased to some point because you've learned some sort of characteristics that make you more comfortable. What are the sort of behaviors that you've learned?
Yeah, of course, bro. Like with approaching girls, it's like I feel like you really just gotta not take yourself too seriously. I feel like if a girl, if you're not taking yourself too seriously, the girl's not gonna be too stressed out about the situation. And I think like women can naturally feel your energy. So if you're naturally giving off good energy, it's like they could feel that. And if you're like kind of desperate or like, yo, I need to like, I'm trying to get with this girl,
Mm.
like let me get this, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're giving off that energy in your head, it's like she's gonna feel that too. So I think having that good energy and related to having the good energy, it's like if you get rejected, because we all get rejected. I've seen like I know some people that are like really good looking dudes who like get rejected by like the vast majority of girls that they approach, whether it's like keep them getting ghosted or whatever. Like if you're approaching random girls, you're going to get rejected a lot. So just don't take the rejection too personally, and just don't take yourself too seriously, and just just really you just gotta enjoy the process, I'd say.
Run me through when you say good energy. Run me through how you display that in terms of like actual characteristics. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, of course, bro. I'd say if I'm if I'm gonna like approach a girl, I'm just gonna make sure like I'm in the right mental space. Like I'm not gonna if you if you go up to a girl and go like, "Hey, I think you're cute. Can I get your number?" Like if you don't like if you just say it like that, it's like if you forget girls, if you go up to a person like that, they're not gonna be super like receptive of that. For example, I used to be a salesman. I used to sell phones like off a table
Okay.
in the Bronx, and like one thing we learned is like you always gotta smile because if you're going up to people and be like, have you gotten the phone yet? Have you gotten the phone yet? They're not gonna like, want to talk to you, but if you like go up to them with a smile, like, hey, how are you doing? Like give off good energy that they want to be around. I feel like that energy can be infectious. So just having like a just not forcing it. I feel like you should never force a smile, but if you're naturally just like I feel like if it's a pretty girl, you should naturally want to smile and just like, don't be desperate. Like it's like you're just talking to a person. Just part of it's just like talking to any other person really.
No, I love that. I think the smile part is actually really important because,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, there's a reason we all become happy when we see like a baby smiling at us or a dog just coming up to us because they just give us unconditional joy. So,
Yeah,
if you
bro.
can
For
smile at
sure.
someone without needing a certain response from them, like even if you're smiling throughout the whole conversation and let's say you get rejected but you take it with a smile, I'm sure
Of
you still
course.
leave the conversation in a good space.
Of course. Yeah.
But let's say now you've introduced yourself, right?
Yeah.
I think most guys struggle with, all right, I've introduced myself. My name's Rishi. The girl goes, all right, nice to meet you. Where do you go now? Like I think guys tend to just be like, oh my god, what is going on?
Wait. So you said hi, my name's Rishi, and then she goes, hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, like
I
most
would
guys
just
here are
like
like stuck,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. The way I view it is just I would just the question I always ask is I just go, "What you up to?" And then most of the time they're not doing anything. They're just like, "Oh, I'm just chilling." Um, and then you'd be like, um, you just kind of play off like what you see around. So he's like, um, damn, I'm choking right now. I don't know. Like it's hard for me to put myself in the situation, but I would just like I don't think there's something that I guess that the fact that I was choking right now, it's like I think that's actually a good point because there's nothing that I have really planned out that I'm gonna say. I don't have a set of questions
Yeah,
I'm gonna talk about with the girl. I don't have a if she says this, I say this. I think
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's dumb. So the way I view it is I just say whatever's on my mind. Just the same way I'm talking to you, with saying what's on my mind. That's just what I do. I don't think you should really have a pre-planned script. So I just I just kind of go with the flow, really. And yeah, I don't know if that's bad advice, but I just kind of go with the
No,
flow.
I
And
think that's good advice, bro.
yeah,
Treat them as a normal human. Like they're
yeah,
not like a different species, right? Like treat them as a
yeah,
normal human. I do think there is an issue in general with guys getting too scared of approaching women because the statistics around it in the last 5 years are astounding. Like, I have it here. 85% of all college students think that everyone is hooking up. the
Okay.
reality is that it's actually 8%. So we are
8%.
8% of students are actually hooking up.
Okay.
Where like and the majority of students think everyone around them is hooking up, whereas in the actual percentage of people hooking up and being together is 8%. And then we have 55% of men between the ages of 18 to 30 who've said they've never approached a woman.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then 77% of women want to be approached more. So we have this weird sort of balance where men are now getting more scared to approach a woman, and the women want to get approached more.
Yeah.
Like it's we're stuck in this paradox where I don't know if it's social media. Why do you think that actually is? Why
I
is
think
this
it's
like?
I think a lot of it is dating apps, man.
You think?
I think like if you look at the statistics, I don't have the exact statistics right now, but it's like a very like the portion of couples that meet on dating apps is very like increasing by a lot. I've seen some statistics that it's like close to like 50% or something like that of couples that initially met off dating apps. So I think that's I guess changed the way we interact in person a little bit. But being in terms of guys being scared to approach girls and girls wanting to be approached more, that's a hard like I like that we're talking about like big societal questions. That's a like why that is, why we are scared. I'd say I'd say a big reason that I've seen a lot of guys is they either think they're like ugly or they think they're not worthy or they think they're gonna like come across
As a creep.
um as a
Yeah.
creep. That's a big reason. So um I'd say I'd say regarding to the coming across as a creep thing, for me like if I have like come across as a creep like before, I'd say like some girls are definitely a little bit uncomfortable, but it's like there's nothing that I really um did wrong back then. I was just like I think I was just nervous and like if I'm nervous, this girl's gonna feel nervous. Um, but like well, yeah, when I first started off, there's definitely a few girls that were like definitely like a little uncomfortable. Like, why is this guy talking to me? Which is like I feel like that's just part of the process. As long as you're not like purposely trying to be a creep, like I think you're good. Like you really just like some girls are not gonna rock with you if you go up to random people. Guys, a lot of guys aren't gonna rock with you. So a lot of people are just aren't gonna rock with you. But regards to not being a creep, I'd say like if you're confident and just like respectful and just again like giving off good energy and not being desperate and you literally just throwing it out as a compliment. Hey, I was walking by but I thought you looked really cute today. I was wondering if you were single. Like that gives her the option. Like does she want to like lie and say she has a boyfriend if she's not into you? Like just really give her the option and don't be desperate. And I feel like if you come across with good energy, that's gonna I feel like that's not gonna make you seem like a creep. The vast majority of girls, like even if they have boyfriends or if they're married or something, they're most of them, the vast majority of them that I talk to, when I get rejected and they say they have a boyfriend or something, they're like they're genuinely like appreciative of the compliment because I come across with like good intentions. I feel like yeah,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a compliment to them, right? It's even if it
exactly,
doesn't go
yeah.
your way. Like, do you think it's bad when men, let's say, we go up to a woman and then they say, "Nah, we got a boyfriend." Like, you kind of just like walk off sadly. You think that's like a bad sort of behavior to exhibit?
Um, no, I mean, like, I think if she has a boyfriend, I think you should just walk off. Like, you don't have to be like look sad or angry, but I think you should. Some dudes might like try to talk to her more. I think that's weird, really weird. Like the
Of
dudes who
course.
try to like, oh wait, like we can't be friends or something like just try to talk to her, like some like if she says she has a boyfriend, literally just be like, okay, like take it as a compliment, have a nice day, and just walk away. So that's the way I view it
To
for
all the
sure.
overthinkers, because I'm sure there's probably a few men listening, be like, "All right, there's no chance I'm going up to a woman, even if I
Yeah.
is giving me sick advice. Like I still refuse to do it. What are baby steps they can do?"
Um, baby steps. I'd say like um I'd say like compliment some like I'd say the first baby step is just go up to people and say good morning. Like go to a
Mm.
park and literally just walk like in the morning and go or in the afternoon say good afternoon. If it's morning, good morning. How you doing today? Like I think that's the first step and then once you realize like you could talk to people then I'd say I'd say like I feel like a lot of dudes like overthink it. Like I feel like some dudes like be watching videos of dudes who approach girls. I think that's dumb. Like to be honest, I think you should just do it. Like it's like for example, like if someone's scared of approaching girls or something like that, and most of my content doesn't have to do with approaching girls, so I don't want to like make it seem like I'm a dating coach or anything like that. But this is definitely a huge topic that men talk about. But like for example, if the dude's scared of approaching girls and I say I'm gonna put a gun to your mom's head and if you don't approach a girl, your mom's dead. They're gonna do it. So the point of saying that it's like they physically can do it. It's not like I'm asking them to beat Usain Bolt in a race. I'm not asking them to deadlift a car. Like they physically can do it. It's just a mental blockage. So it's like there's really nothing that should stop you. I feel like you're gonna be nervous, but you really just gotta go for it. And the first time it's gonna be rough, the second time it's gonna be rough, but eventually you're really gonna feel proud of yourself. And I would just say, go up to girl and be like, hey, this is really random, but I thought you were cute, and then see where it goes from there. And then just ask if she has a boyfriend, ask for a number, whatever. Yeah.
Is it also about putting yourself in scenarios or in locations? I know this sounds a bit weird, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, Chris Williamson is a great podcaster, Modern Wisdom, and he had this conversation with Brett Cooper where he talked about people should maybe also, if they're looking to find a potential wifey, put yourself in situations where you can meet people normally in a daily basis. Like, for example, they recommended going to a run club, but even just putting yourself out there, like it doesn't have to be a run club, it doesn't have to be like a middle-aged sort of Pilates class, but even putting yourself in a college student's like when you're studying, instead of studying in your room, maybe go study in the library in the public section, you know?
That makes sense to me. Yeah. Like, yeah. For me, it's like I don't like some dudes. I guess would go to clubs or bars or whatever. I don't. Me personally, I don't like
Mm.
the energy there. Like, not that I'd never go out, but I don't think that's a good place to meet um a future girlfriend for me. But for me, yeah. Like, I'd say like I don't think you should really go somewhere to like approach girls really. Like I might do
No,
that
of
for
course.
like for a
Yeah.
video or something like that, but I don't but I definitely think like just putting yourself in more social situations if you're a college student, joining clubs or something like that. Just like joining like situations where you can meet people and eventually be more social. I think that's a good option. And yeah, for me I like just going to a park like a park on a sunny day. There's a lot of people just sitting around waiting just like not doing anything. So I think that's a good place for sure.
What's wrong with the bar and the club?
Um, I mean, it's just like this is not for me. Like not everyone, but like most people are drunk. People are just like the energy is just like I just for me like I wouldn't date a girl that's like super into clubbing um or bar going to bars because that's just not who I am. So I don't think I just don't see myself personally meeting a girl who I would marry at a club. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I think I was also asking because I'm just wondering now that you've said it. Do you think alcohol or reliance on alcohol confidence
Hmm.
actually reduces normal social competence?
Damn, that's a good question. You're asking some good questions. So relying on alcohol.
Because this is what I'm imagining,
For
right?
sure, yeah,
Imagine we all go out on a night out and
yeah,
for me, okay, I need to approach a woman, I need to get drunk out of my
yeah,
mind, right? But on a
yeah,
normal day,
yeah.
does that not reduce my actual competence during the day? Be like, well, I don't know how to actually approach a girl normally during the day. Like, I need alcohol. This, like,
No, for sure, for sure. Yeah, you definitely shouldn't like rely on alcohol to be confident. You should be able to be confident in yourself. And I feel like to be confident in yourself, you really gotta develop yourself. Like as a man, you gotta really be like, am I doing everything I can to be a better person? I think if you are naturally grinding, um, if you're fat, like work out, lose weight, for example. If you're dumb or whatever, like get your grades up in school, like whatever. Like, I think like if you're naturally working on yourself as a man, working on personal projects like you with this podcast, for example, like I think you're naturally gonna feel much better with yourself and much
yeah.
more
What are other ways we can develop ourselves?
develop yourself. It depends on the person, but for me, it's like as a lot of my page relates to, it's like just facing my fears.
Yeah,
Like facing your fears, I think is definitely like I think facing your fears is a great way to develop yourself. after after every video early on, I always felt super good. I felt on top of the world a lot of times after every video because I was nervous before filming the video, and afterwards it's like I did that, and I'm gonna keep doing that, and I've never really folded um, under the pressure of a video, so that really made me feel a lot better about myself, and I feel like that translated to the way I interact. Like I feel like that confidence can translate to the way I talk to people, and just be social in everyday life.
Yeah, I like that. What have you seen in terms of your everyday life where you think your content and your confidence boosting activities and your videos have actually helped out?
Yeah, I mean, um, I definitely just feel like I can like talk to anyone. Like I don't really,
Yeah.
I feel like it's like the level I've reached is sometimes like a bad thing because I really don't care anymore. To be honest,
Okay.
like I really feel like I can just talk to anyone, even like even if um even if it's like socially not accepted. But I just feel like not that I do it, but it's just like if I see someone and I want to say something, like my intrusive thoughts would be like, you can say something, and it's sometimes now it's like I gotta hold myself back and like not be like dumb in public or something like that,
No
because
way. You have too much confidence now?
I guess so. Like the character, like some of the character, like the talking, like when I'm playing a character in the videos, definitely slips out into it's like relax, bro. Like you don't have to like talk to people and right now, just relax, just be a normal person. So yeah, I'd say it's definitely just like um, I wouldn't say I'm too confident, but it's definitely just like I feel like I could talk to anyone if I want to go outside right now and like scream on in the street. Like I could do it if I wanted to. So it's definitely improved my confidence a lot for sure.
Do you think the camera initially, obviously, I think you've explained now that you're a confident guy. You're not that as scared of the social boundaries. But do you think initially the camera was what was giving you confidence?
I don't think the camera was giving me confidence, but I think having filming the series, it forced me to do everything. It's like for the 30 days of rejection therapy, like I couldn't stop. Like I had to film every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have a lot of followers back then, but it's like the people who did follow me, I had like a lot of early support from some people. I appreciate those guys a lot, and like I wasn't gonna let them down by just not posting, and I wasn't gonna let myself down. So having the camera definitely forced me to take action, uh, like every single day for that. Yeah.
And let's say I want to swing it back to the advice kind of piece. What is like a more amateur version of a rejection therapy that all of us individuals can sort of set a goal for? Let's say, is it, all right, I want to tell 5 people today good morning. Like, what kind of goals can we set like that?
Um, Yeah, I'd say like you don't have to be like a social person if you don't want to. So for example, like let's say your goal is to I don't know, work at a software as a software engineer. I'd say if you want to develop yourself in that way, I would say don't worry about that. Just focus on coding. If you're an athlete, I'd say focus on grinding in the gym. But if you are trying to be more social, and I'd say get more girls. For example, I'd say just do what you're scared of doing. So if you're scared of saying hi to someone, go on the street and say hi to someone. If you're scared of talking to a girl, like you gotta go talk to a girl. That's the only way you're gonna get better at it. So I'd say, whatever you're trying to do in life, you gotta face face your fears and also just work towards that. And if it's social confidence related, you just have to. There's really nothing that I could say or any like anyone can say that's gonna make you want to do it. It just has to kind of come from yourself. You either want to do it or you don't want to do it, and you just gotta overcome whatever's holding you back. I feel like and just go for it. Really, it's kind of like a ice bath. I'd say you
I will
just
also
gotta
say, I think in terms of like the confidence, it's also almost like an exponential kind of thing. Like the first one is so hard to do, but after you get that first one, bro, the dopamine hits. The next day you're down to do another one. Then you
of
keep
course,
on
bro. Of
going, and then like confidence
course.
is like through the roof, bro. No
Yeah.
stopping you.
No, that makes sense for sure. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I do think it is vital for us to gain some sort of social competence, even if we're not in fields or jobs or our goals aren't typically social orientated. there is, I think, an importance to gain confidence in a social setting, right?
No, that makes sense. Yeah, what I said about like the computer scientist thing, like yeah, you should still be able to talk to people. Like yeah, I feel like everyone, like even introverts, like I feel like you need to, we're social creatures. I feel like you should be able to like have basic social skills for sure.
You think you
Yeah.
went from an introvert to an extrovert, or you're always like an extrovert?
So like, I think that like a lot of people say like comment stuff like that, like yo, like bro's the final boss of introverts or like introverts are scared of, like I always see those comments like, yeah, like I always see those comments like they're basically like calling me an extrovert and like introverts would be scared of doing what I do, but I'd say like by definition, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but an extrovert is someone who enjoys talking to people, and an extrovert is someone who gains energy from
That's
talking to
yeah, yeah, yeah,
people,
that's how I do it.
and an
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
introvert is someone who gains energy from being by themselves. And I don't even like the words introvert extrovert because it's kind of just like um it's kind of just black and white. Like you're either an introvert or you're an extrovert. I think everyone has a different extent to I think everyone, even the most extroverted guys, could like be happy and enjoy themselves watching a movie in their dorm room, um or like just being by themselves and chilling for a second, working out in the gym or something like that by themselves. And even the most introverted guys can enjoy the companies of other people. um and I feel like everyone's just in the middle of the introvert extrovert. So for example, for me it's like sometimes like I'll be going crazy with people at a party, um like I'll be dancing like at a party or whatever, like just screaming like with my friends or whatever, and I'm really enjoying that. But other times I literally go to like some random like my like personal spots around New York City and literally just chill and just think, listen to music, eat some good food by myself. So I think everyone's like, I don't think there's introverts and extroverts. I think everyone should focus on both developing, enjoying the time with themselves and also being able to enjoy time with others.
All right. Well, I think personally, I think that's solid advice, bro. And I've been doing this with all my guests. I don't want to sort of thin it out, but what is the best advice you've ever been given?
Mm, that's mad deep, bro.
Yeah.
That's hard. No, that's a good question. The best advice I've ever been given, I'd say, um, I'd say it's that, I think there was a study that, a study like on people that were about to die. I think like some university or whatever did a study on people that were about to die, and like they looked at their biggest regrets, and no one really said their biggest regret was the money that they've made or their careers. No one really said that. They all said things such as the memories they've had and the people they've cared about, the relationships they've built. So I think in life in general, we really gotta. I know a lot of people are less fortunate and have to like chase the money to survive or whatever. um, I think in life, like we really have to focus a little bit less on chasing the money and our careers, and more focusing on our relationships with others and creating memories and chasing our true passions and creating memories that way. Um, yeah, I think like especially going to like I guess like a top school like NYU, everyone I know is talking about how they're gonna make money, how they're gonna get an internship, how they're gonna um, like just make six figures or whatever. But I feel like we're gonna get those jobs and have to work those jobs if you're working like a 9 to 5 or whatever for like I don't know 40, 50 years, and you really have to think like that time is short, and when you're gone, like what you're gonna really value. So for example, like if you really got to consider like if you were to die like a few years from now, would you be satisfied with what you've done? You really got to consider what you want to be remembered by and what you want to remember that you yourself did in your life. So I'd say as a whole, I'd say a philosophy that I've been living more by. It's just that like I'm trying to focus a little less on um my like making money and getting like a typical corporate job, and focusing a little bit more on really chasing what I'm passionate about and inspiring others, leaving an impact, and creating relationships and memories with others. So I'd say that's, yeah.
Love it, bro. Love it. Thank you for
Sure.
being on. Just to finish it off, where can we find you?
Um, my Instagram is TalkMing, TalkMing, and I also have a YouTube channel by the same name. So yeah, I appreciate you having me, Risha. You had asked some great questions. Maybe in the future we could do another episode for sure.
Dude, of course, I'd love to. And yeah, like you said, I'd love to do another episode when things have changed, when we've grown as individuals. But in the meanwhile, you've helped my audience out. You've given me solid advice. So thank you for being on, bro.